What's good, y'all? Welcome to fucking Small Package Wrestling, where we cover fucking all of the best of wrestling, AEW, WWE, AAA, fucking Consejo Mundial, and New Japan Pro Wrestling. This is OG and your boy over there.
The road wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying son of a gun. And I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo! Omar, we're missing somebody today.
I know, I'm sad. I am sad. I was, for the first time in the history of Small Package Wrestling, I was nervous. I was telling Waddle before the stream, like my heart was
Heavy.
fluttering, bro. Yeah, heavy. I didn't have my rock. I don't have my rock with me. You know, the
So
Aaron.
if Aaron's your then what am I? What the fuck? Like,
And then look, there's this. I feel a spirit down the ramp is joining us, and so is Mikey. Let me show y'all. Our boy said we are lagging it. In fact, we were. And then I'm tired of these women abusing 30 Dom. I agree. We could talk about that more. That's a problem. That's an issue. And then are we live? Shout out fucking down the ramp who previously
well,
shouted out. Are we? That is our fucking co-founder Aaron and his other channel that follows that where he used to do live entrances and all of that shit. So give him a follow. Thank you for fucking joining us, and we're just here. We're hopping in, bro. So how you
young
feeling going?
Hennessy.
Oh shit. We said, "Where's Aaron, young Henny?" I don't know, man. Bro called in sick, or maybe we had to suspend him. Do you think?
Yeah,
Do you think we had to suspend him?
too much of a company man. You know, he agrees with everything WWE does. You know, so we can't be having that. We're contrarians here. We
And
can't
I,
be. We can't be corporate
and
men.
then
We can't.
also, I think he hit the Gunther pose a little too hard, and then was fucking,
Might have
caught
might have
slipping.
might have pulled the muscle.
It might have
or
pulled a
maybe
fucking muscle.
or maybe he's just carrying us a little too much, you know? Maybe
That's
he's tired
fact.
of carrying.
Well, dropping reels every day, bro. It's too much. It's
but
too
Aaron
much.
but Aaron's a little under the weather. He's been out there doing work. He was at the Super Bowl. Um I don't know if he was at the Super Bowl, but he was in the area of the Super Bowl. He had some sort of something going on. And then we're gonna have belt to ass season coming up soon, so we need Aaron to rest up and get back so he can be. I'm sure he's going to come back and he's going to be better than ever for WrestleMania season and these shows coming up. I love double UE. Post it.
Mm, there we go.
I don't get it.
Well, on that fucking note, let's get to the fucking real fucking wrestling promotion. Imagine we just start fucking
Ah,
throwing hands, being all tribalist. We don't do that here in Small Package. We appreciate the art of wrestling. This is the Art of Wrestling podcast, bro. And shout out Aaron for being our resident fucking WWE. But we're about to fucking move in to A dubs. And something I think that is pretty I saw trending on the wrestling fucking verse from this last collision last Wednesday in Las Vegas. I just finished watching it. What a stacked card, bro. Just outside of the event that we're going to talk about, which is the fuck ice chants in the MJF and Brody King match. That card was just spectacular and just amazing. And
so
I think it goes to show. What was that?
who was on the card?
So it was Brody King and MJF was the main event. And
That's
then yeah, that's the one that we're gonna talk about. That's the one. That's the trending one. And then it was Andrade versus Kenny Omega. For a they're doing like a tournament for the number one championship for the AEW championship. So the cool
Hmm.
thing about the Brody King and the MJF match was that it was an eliminator match. And we'll talk about that more, what that means. And then who else was on the card? It was the Babes of Wrath, who's the
I
women's tag
like
team champions.
that. I like that name.
They're badass, bro. You should look at their entrance. They come out to sort of like jazzy, like 80s music, versus
Oh,
Mega
for real?
Bad. Yeah, it's pretty fucking fire. But
Versus
so
who?
Mega Bad, who is a tag team of Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne.
Not
Uh,
just regular bad, not just like decently bad, but like it reminds me of that SpongeBob quote. This is not your average everyday darkness. This is advanced darkness. This is not your average everyday bad, dude. This is mega bad.
yeah, that's literally fucking them. Yeah, but
That,
they that
uh-huh.
was that
So wait,
uh
it was mega
but
bad versus wait, it was mega
um
bad versus
Babes of Wrath.
and then okay, and then go ahead.
And then there was one more, Ricochet versus Jack Perry for the AEW National Championship. But it was stacked. It's just a showcase of fucking wrestling. But what took over outside of just the fucking wrestling was this fucking clip that we're gonna roll for y'all here. So I'm sure you all have said, seen this from the main event. This was before Brody King and MJF, tipped off. So. And
I
so,
don't know if it,
what was that?
I don't know if it played.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you because I
Oh,
know you guys I know that you guys like starting chants, okay? And I kind of want to put this into context because I don't I've been to a couple of wrestling matches as Alexa calls it, and I know a lot of these chants are kind of organic. Like somebody just starts yelling one thing and then another person joins and then all of a sudden snowballs and the entire fucking arena is saying it, you know? So explain to us the context of when this happened. So you mentioned earlier was this was a main event, right?
the the main event. So Brody King is fighting MJF, who's the world have MJ the
Mm-hmm.
AEW World Heavyweight Champion, in an eliminator match. So what an
Mm-hmm.
eliminator match is that if Brody King wins, then he gets to face MJF for the championship. So this wasn't a championship match. This was just for the opportunity for that title match. And it was in Las Vegas, and it was the main event. And these guys have been feuding, have been having promos. The way that Tony Schiavone and Excalibur are talking about it in the commentary is that MJF is actually scared of Brody King, and so that's essentially what happened. And the outcome of this match, context wise, which I thought was actually really cool, was that MJF got squashed by Brody King. So that those chants happened, and then fucking Adam Hangman Page came out, and then fucking distracted MJF, and then fucking Brody King just came out behind fucking MJF and then just slept him with the fucking with the sleeper hold and shit. Or what was the from the video model we had watched with the
And
half Nelson? Yeah, and then he was like this. And then and then MJF fucking just slumped out, literally like that. And then Brody King just pinned him 1, 2, 3, and the crowd fucking went crazy. But the context of that match was that crowd was hot, bro. Like I mentioned, it was a stacked card. So there was hot when Brody King came out and when MJF came out. And
so
so like when I was watching it live,
yeah.
like you could almost like hear like the chant making itself, because at first it was just a buzz. You know how like when the bell rings and then they have the stare off and then they're like the fucking the roar. But then after like a few seconds, it started like you could hear what they're chanting. Like it was like fuck guys, fuck guys. And I was like, oh shit. Like, and then I thought the cool thing about it was that the camera just panned to MJF. And like before that, MJF was in character, like trying to be all serious,
Mhm.
you know? And then he just like broke the fourth wall and was just like sucking smiling and made like this like like the Jim Halpert, like fucking the office fucking like when he looks at the camera and shit. And yeah, that's
Uh,
literally what
it will
fucking
culminate.
that's literally what MJF did. And so that was the kind of like the build up to that match and the context. And like the cool thing about an AEW arena or when you go to an AEW live match is that you could really hear like everything because it's usually in a smaller crowd. So like you could hear a guy starting a fucking chant from like 10 rows down, and then it's just like a very like interesting and organic crowd that you have when you're at an AEW match. And so I thought that was fucking cool. And these wrestler statements on it was actually like pretty dope on it. The background is that Brody King previously
Mhm,
had come out in an Abolish Ice t-shirt, and
mhm,
as would sell it as a part of his merchandise. And the money from that would go to the local Hearts Foundation, which would help like families impacted by deportation. And
mhm.
so Tony Khan, the
We can
owner of AEW, what was that?
Do you think do you think we can link his foundation?
Oh yeah.
Maybe not now, but
Uh,
you know what I'm talking about. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll
At some
link it
point.
in the video
Yeah,
or just in the description.
yeah.
But I actually I have a little picture of
Yeah,
this
so talk to
shirt.
us about because there was some chatter, not chatter, but I believe I don't I could be wrong, but both wrestlers, I don't know if both wrestlers or one of the wrestlers might have said something, or maybe I'm kind of
So that was
tripping.
the
I,
shirt.
I
Um
like that. Who is this guy?
Brody King. So
Okay, bro.
for the context, he came out in this in Arena Mexico.
Uh-huh.
In the AEW, like the grand, I think it was the Grand Slam in Mexico or something like that. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
AEW Grand, uh, and he came out with this shirt. And so like I mentioned, that it's coming out to the public and people could buy that shit, and the proceeds are going to impacted families. But the owner, Tony Khan, was in support of this shit. Which both MJF and Brody King said like, hey, like that's the cool thing about working for AEW is that they could they allow us to make these statements and to be our genuine, authentic selves. So
That's what I wanted to ask you. I haven't watched very many AEW shows. The one I did watch, I noticed how quiet it was. I noticed that it was a match and people were just quiet. Um, it, so the chants are not as, I don't want to say pre-programmed, or maybe the people are not as trained, so to speak, as maybe the WWE matches. You know what I mean? So to me, it seems like it was very organic. And I guess, do you think so this is a two-parter. Do you think that the chant was kind of because of Brody King? Um, but that doesn't take away from the moment. You know what I mean? Because Brody King is kind of bringing awareness of that to that platform. And then the second part is the free speech element of it. I was reading, I don't know where I was reading, but I think it was an AEW superstar or some sort of wrestler in a different promotion. And I guess there was a conversation or chatter about him crossing over to, what do they call it? To the Fed.
mhm.
Um, and one of the things this person said is like, look, like I'm gonna lose a little creativity and shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna lose. People are gonna tell me what to do. Do you think that's also part of it? I think it piggybacks to what you said about people being able to say what they want. You know what I mean? So yeah, the first part was it the Brody King element and him bringing awareness of this to this platform, and then the second part. Go ahead.
Well, I think, that's Brody King is taking the opportunity to really like step up to the moment and be like, hey, bro, like I'm gonna, you know, use my wrestling, my platform, my gimmick to make something overtly political. when wrestling already does that in other ways. And so I think a lot of the credit has to go to Brody King because it takes balls, it takes a lot of courage to step in and to do make a statement like that in your privilege as a white man. And I actually really liked his statement. It was let me see, I have a screenshot here, but I think that is the biggest thing is he said that I came from a punk rock hardcore background. That stuff is normal in our world. Speaking on injustice is important to me. I appreciate that I work for a company that allows us to have our own voice, whether I ask for it or not. Thank you, Tony. That's the owner, Tony Khan. Using your platform for good or to help in any capacity is the right thing to do, he said. And so I think it's both Brody King, but it's also like the promotion, bro. Like a lot of wrestlers outside of the article that you read, really talk about the differences between AEW or even outside of WWE, other promotions, and how like it kind of stagnates people. Like we've check out our videos on YouTube. How we talked about like different NXT stars or different global stars, like Shinsuke
Mhm.
Nakamura, who have crossed over and just didn't do too well. So I think that's kind of super important to keep in mind. And then shout out our people, bro. Like we know what it is here at Small Package Wrestling. Fucking abolish ice, fuck ice, all of that stuff. But that said, I think it's cool that like AEW allows Brody King, but they didn't just allow Brody King, they also allow like other wrestlers like Hangman Adam Page, who apparently has come out in like LGBTQ plus like representative gear. And so like Tony Khan has also like made statements about that. So I think that's fucking cool. As opposed to WWE, who's like we know what they're doing in terms of like and what they've done in the past in terms of racial stuff. And so like I think it's cool to see that in a different wrestling promotion. And I think that's why I got so much traction online, bro. Like it's different. You don't usually see that organicness like
Mhm.
in that way, like especially not in WWE or the Fed as we call it. So that shit got me fired up. I know it got a lot of wrestling fans fired up. And we as a wrestling podcast had to do our due diligence and talk about this shit and cover it in its time. So Brody King, shout out, bro. Huge shout out to you, bro. Like I appreciate you for doing that, but also MJF, bro, for standing on business after the fact. That fool said also in line that he's glad that he works for AEW, where organic chants like that could happen. But he also said the other day, like, if it, like he's been making overtly political statements, which I think a WWE wrestler would never do. So it's cool to see the champion, they have the face of another promotion, say like, if fuck pedophiles, like, it's not cool to be anti-Semitic, like shit like that. It's cool to see that. And that's for me what a wrestler and what a champion of a company really should be.
So I think that this also happened in Las Vegas. Like this
Hmm.
didn't happen in like Minneapolis. This didn't happen in the East Coast. This didn't happen anywhere like that. This happened hundreds, if not 1,000 miles away. And so I thought that was pretty cool. And I think I don't know if I think is I wonder if that's the tweet that you read. I don't know if I'm misremembering. Um, but one guy said, no, like this is what I meant, Like I don't know, like I'm down with it or I wasn't scared or something like that. So hopefully we can find that clip and hopefully I'm remembering correctly. And hopefully we can find that clip. I think that and this is the question that I have. Um and I lost it. But like the fans, but before I pivot to that, I want to say something about where where one company stands, where one promotion stands, and where the other stands. And I think WWE has been pretty clear. Linda McMahon, even though her husband is no longer a part of the company of the promotion, I mean, she's working for Donald Trump in his cabinet, Secretary of Education, and she's trying to do stuff, that a lot of people don't agree with. And then Triple H has been to the White House several times, right? And so we know that he can say that he's not doesn't align with it or whatever. Maybe he doesn't have to, but it clearly sends a message to people. And so that's point number one. And then point number two about the fans, about wrestling fans. What do you think? And I don't know if I want to make this more of a question as more of a statement. When I took Alexa to the wrestling match, as she calls it at Raw, there was little girls, there was little boys, there was show it, show it,
Got
show
it.
the shirt.
Fucking Penta. Straight from fucking Mexico. Shout out my tío Peace, bro. Fucking cero miedo. Brody King had cero fucking miedo that day. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying. AEW, cero miedo. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. So like, but I guess the point I'm trying to make is like, what does that say about wrestling fans? Because sometimes like football fans, they could be kind of meatheads, a little more conservative, right? Um, Wrestling owners, just I felt like, and and maybe I want to believe this, but I feel like I don't know, man. Like wrestling fans are maybe not who we think they are, what we want them to believe, like what people want to believe. Like maybe they're conscious, thinking, feeling, considerate, thoughtful people, right? That even though they like putazos, they like a little bit of violence, right? And they like aggression and they like power and strength and stuff like that. They also like doing the right thing, right? And standing on the right side of things. Um, would you, and I guess I'm having a difficult time turning it over to you in that regard without asking you a question. But does that make sense? Like, would I be off in thinking that way?
No, well, you know what, like, to be frank, and appreciate the shout out, Mikey, our boy, uh,
That I,
you know, straight from the fucking from the motherland, bro. But like I think to me it shows another layer to wrestling fans that if you're kind of within the community in some way, like you kind of understand. And to tie it back and to do fucking self promo, like there's an art to wrestling. There's a beauty behind it, and I think what we saw in Las Vegas at AEW and what we see when those organic moments happen is the art form of it. Is that you get to see this wrestling, this live, but the people that are in that crowd are also a part of that performance. And so like it encaptures the context of where they are, and in this case it captures the political landscape in which you're living, which to me makes that performance, that art form, that much more impactful. And so I think that that's kind of a lost thing when people look at wrestling. And when people say, "Oh, do you know that's fake?" Or, "Oh, like you like wrestling?" Like, doy. Number one, I know it's fake, and fuck yeah, I like wrestling. And even though like it goes against against some preconceived notions of what you might think I am as whatever I am in my personal life. I to the core of what I am and to the core of what wrestling is I think that wrestling is a baby face and a heel going at it. And at the end of it, you want to see the hero win. You want to see them lift the championship, get their hand raised. And that's what we all like when we go into storytelling. When you go into English class, you read about the hero's journey and all of that stuff. That's what wrestling is, and that's what that art form is. And some of us have grown up watching this, and from the very beginning, like all three of us in the small package wrestling. So when you truly see something like this, where it's like it touches here, like that's what makes wrestling beautiful. Is those organic crowd moments, these organic wrestlers that come out against all odds. This white guy who you would think that if you see him on the street, I'm like, bro, no way. I think he's a fucking ride or die fucking ally, but he's the guy that will fucking come out on an abolished ice fucking t-shirt in the fucking crowd of thousands of people. Like, that takes some fucking balls. And like, what other platform can you see that in than wrestling, you know? I mean, you know, Bad Bunny did it, other things, you know, and all of that stuff. But you know, shout out to wrestling for allowing that shit.
I think that the demographics of wrestling, I'm not familiar, but I don't know, it's males 18 to 30 whatever, 40 or 50, and those were the people that were kind of going and leaning towards the Cheeto Jesus, and um now we have arenas, now we have arenas and stadiums, at Super Bowl, Super Bowl celebration or a championship game, talking about unity. And I think it's kind of it's kind of weird. It shouldn't take balls to stand up and say, "Hey, respect the Constitution and shit," you know, like, "Hey, like, do not violate the constitutional rights of persons in this country," because the Constitution applies. The Constitution applies to persons. It protects persons. So the Constitution is a document, and it's a restraint. It's a restraint on government actions. Okay, it tells the government not what they can do, but what it does. But it also tells them what they can't do. Right, and that's the whole purpose of them. And to me, it shouldn't take. The right thing to do is the right thing to do. Right, it shouldn't be that difficult to say, you know what, that's fucked up. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't be fucking scaring the shit out of people. Like it shouldn't take that. It shouldn't take balls. You know, it shouldn't be that difficult. It shouldn't be that risky, right? It shouldn't necessarily mean career suicide for a person to say, "Hey, that's fucked up. That's illegal. That shit that's going on out there, I don't agree with it. I think it's wrong, right? And I oppose that. I think it's just ridiculous." This is the question I want to ask. Do you think Triple H or the Fed would approve of somebody wearing a fuck ice or abolish ice merchandise?
Absolutely not, not in a billion years. They absolutely would not. You know, shout out my boy, bro. He's out here preaching. Shout out Mikey. Shout out
So
Quex for letting the people know. But no, I don't think they wouldn't. And I like what you said that it shouldn't ha- be a situation of having the balls to have common decency and look at your fellow man as human. And so I don't think WWE has that common decency to do that. And I think that's why I will always be very critical of bullshit like El Grande Americano, who I'm gonna have to see in WrestleMania again. When they could easily put other wrestlers and other things on television on a big platform that matter and that don't make a mockery of the culture that's currently being attacked, right? You know, so I think, you know, that's where WWE is sorely lacking in comparison to AEW, is not giving the wrestlers the opportunity to fucking say what they want. I think The Rock's daughter actually just got let go for from NXT. I might be speaking out of turn. I'm not sure if that's why got let go, but she left NXT, and then she immediately tweeted "fuck ice," like all of that shit, and then was like, you know, I'm glad to be able to say that now. So you know, like you don't have to be a fucking have a PhD to read and be to the lines to say that, you know, like probably wrestlers in WWE are not encouraged to say anything right now. And I know, you know, many people across all kinds of walks of life are currently facing that type of censorship in their fucking workplaces. So fuck the Fed, WWE for doing that shit. But we're gonna still fucking cover you guys because fuck it, bro. We have a podcast to fucking do. And we like to talk shit, bro.
we're committed or what?
And we're fucking committed, bro. Look, we talked about this already, like, about our moral fucking dilemma, but we're just gonna fucking do it. We have to cover it. It's just no fucking. It's either that or fucking bitches like Logan Paul will fucking cover it, and we'd rather fucking, you know,
and,
cover that
and
shit.
and like I don't know, man. That guy, I don't even want to. Maybe I should start a different podcast, but that guy, I wish we wouldn't give dumbasses platforms. Like I
When
just
there's guys like Brody King, right, that have other
like
platforms.
serious. So like, but I think that yeah, one of the things that I disagree with is that these wrestlers don't feel the freedom to speak their minds, right? And they feel like it's a risk for them to come out and say, abolish ICE, right? It's pretty insane. But I did want to ask, so how many matches were there? I have one, Brody King versus MJF, Andrade versus Kenny Omega, Mega Bad, which I like the name, Babes of
Oh no,
Wrath,
what?
Ricochet, huh?
Continue. Count them off. I just got
And then
excited.
Ricochet, and then there was another one. Was there another? Was there only four?
So we got MJF, Andrade, Ricochet, um, the Babes of Wrath, and I believe it might have been a 3v3 tag match with the Death Riders. But so
So that's go ahead.
the reason why I got excited is because I think you would really, really like AEW because it's all just balls to the wall wrestling, like not really a lot of promos. And
Exactly.
so yeah, so like it was a fun watch. I sat down and just enjoyed that shit.
So before we pivot on off of that, I want to shout out Brody King. Brody King, we appreciate you, boss. We respect what you've been doing. We respect how you stand on business. And on behalf of Small Package Wrestling and on behalf of me, you have fans in us. You have a fan in me, and I will always root for you. So we look we look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks here. We're gonna be going to the next AEW show here in Sacramento, right? So
Yep.
so shout out Brody King. We're gonna be rooting for you, my guy. We're gonna be rooting for you. We're gonna be screaming the loudest, and we're gonna be really pulling for you. All right, for your continued success. So shout out. It means a hell of a lot to us. Um, Aaron, I don't
One
even.
last time.
I'm almost.
Fuck
I'm
ice.
almost.
Fuck everyone. Fucking we outside. Aaron.
We out here.
Uh, on that fucking note, Aaron says I love promos.
Okay, hold on. Okay, and Aaron's not here. Okay, I knew it. I knew it. But look, okay, hold on. Okay, how long is an AEW match show? How long is it?
I think it was like 2 hours. I'm not sure. I
Okay,
can't be wrong.
2 hours.
Could be
2 hours, and we got 2, 3, 4, 5 matches at least.
uh,
At least.
like my heart's pumping. Like I'm fresh off of watching last week's, and like it was exhilarating. I enjoyed it.
So, and I want to come back to Andrade because
Hmm.
what did you guys
I
call
mean, we had
yourselves?
to talk about him.
Well, so let's go. No, but what did you guys call him? Like you wanted to join the Andrade fan club? What did you call it?
Okay, so this is look again. I when I say things like this, I am quoting the internet. I am not. This is not what I said. But the
Nah, who's
original,
that? Take
the,
agency.
the comment thread that I had seen, it was Andrade's study club. But then I took agency and I said the baddie club because I feel like it's a little bit more inclusive. Like I don't know, like
Yeah, we're inclusive. Yeah, that's right.
uh, but so yeah, that's Andrade's situation. Is he's got a fan club and they enjoy
You want-
him. Yeah, but I think within all of that,
he has a fan club and they enjoy him.
they do. Like I don't know what else to say. Like motherfucker hits the most beautiful tornillo you'll ever see, and then like he fucking moves his body to the shine, and then like he and then he poses with the fan club, and, and then like caressing him, like and it's like mutual. Like it's not nothing creepy. Like it's not nothing like like they. They are fans. They are enjoyers of Andrade, and Andrade is allowing them to enjoy him. And it's like the El
That-
Ídolo, the name. Like it's finally make like they are analyzing him and the definition, of the fucking word. But I think
and
that's
he's
what
like,
makes
good,
yeah,
good.
exactly. And I think what makes it is that like he's just so fucking good in the ring, and it makes me like down the ramp part of the baddie club. Like I AEW, we emailed you guys. Can we be a part of the baddie club? Can we Small Package Wrestling continue to be part of the Andrade baddie club? Please, it's I. He's a spectacular fucking in ring. What was that?
We want to enjoy him, right?
Because we do front row.
So this guy's been putting in work, huh? This guy's been putting in work over in AEW. It sounds like, and it sounds like it was a number one contender match. What was it?
So they've been having a tournament for the number one contendership. So it was Andrade versus Kenny Omega. Andrade had just been Swerve Strickland. And but so the winner of this match was gonna go on to AW Grand Slam, which is this weekend on Saturday in Australia. And
Mm.
it's he's gonna face Adam Hangman Page. So it's gonna be Andrade versus Hangman for the number one contendership, and they're gonna face the winner of Brody King and MJF, who's also gonna be in the card this weekend. So the since like we are covering since Brody King schlepped MJF, he's gonna be facing him for the championship. So Andrade or Hangman will face whoever wins that match. But
Okay.
Kenny Omega, I didn't realize this going into him, but he's Canadian. So this was a international fucking showcase, shout out. It was the Canadian versus Mexican fucking battle. And apparently he's an older guy who's like fucking legendary, and he's trying to put these younger guys over. So maybe this is a little like push in the tush push since it was Super Bowl week for Andrade fucking just to get over a little bit. And
So
then
Kenny Omega is only 42, so he's not that, but
oh,
he's
so
okay.
in WWE he'd be a spry fucking young guy. They'd be like someone that they're fucking like barely pushing and shit.
He'd still be
Um
like 10 years be the champion, but
fucking exactly. But so the outcome of this match was that fucking Swerve came out to try to help out Kenny. And then fucking Andrade low blowed fucking Kenny
no,
Omega
I
and they
like it.
took the dub. But that started a feud with Kenny Omega and Swerve, and they're actually gonna throw hands and sack this upcoming
Oh,
Wednesday. So hopefully
so
that's
so
gonna
what?
be a big.
Go ahead.
No, what was the question?
So what's the card for 20 for Sacramento? Let me look it up. Okay.
I only know that one for now.
Or has it not
But
been? Has it been
I'm sure it has, but
like?
I haven't watched this today's show for Collision or not Collision, not Dynamite yet. But they this uh Kenny Omega is strapping. Yes. This
What does that mean? What does that mean, Aaron?
from Daniel down. Just strapping robust 42-year-old. Um,
Okay. All right.
so I got that one from George R. Martin. If you ever read one of his books, he uses the words robust and lusty to describe babies, and I'm like, okay, like anyways, I don't know if
Robust.
yeah. But so the other cool thing about AEW is that they have a lot of championships. There was this recent switch with Ciampa actually tonight. So Tommaso Ciampa, the guy that went from WWE to AEW, won the TNT championship, and then he just lost it tonight to fucking Kyle Fletcher, which I fucking haven't watched. But Yeah, bro. What are your fucking thoughts on Andrade? Fill us in, bro. Have you fucking been able to tap in? Are you part of the baddie club?
No, no, no. I'm not part of the Baddie Club. I haven't really been. I haven't watched it, and it's not for a lack of trying. Whenever I do have free time, I watch WWE and I watch AAA.
Triple A.
Yeah, so that's who I watch for the most part. But I am interested in watching him. I actually watched the match that you guys were referring to a couple of weeks ago, where he was like, I forget. There's like a term that you guys used when he like is beating the crap out of somebody and he wants to pin them and then he stops. Like, what do you call that?
Squashing?
Yeah, yeah. So I watched that and I thought that was a good match. Um, but yeah, man, I'm excited to go. We'll be there. We'll be there. Small Package Wrestling will be there. We're gonna be rocking our shirts, our gear. Come and say hi. Come and shake our hands. This guy's already been recognized several times. He's officially a podcaster. Yeah, man, come and shake hands and say what's up, and we can talk wrestling. And I can tell you guys all about why promos suck, which is a good pivot point. This was in this show, there was at least 5 matches, right? I was watching Monday Night Raw the other day. We were an hour and 15 minutes in, and there had only been 2 matches, just 2. The rest had been promos and shit, and CM Punk and Paul Heyman, and guys, I can't do it anymore.
Look, I know
Okay.
we'll cheer you up. If you're just part of the Andrade baddie club in AEW, you'll be okay. You
I'll be all
will
right.
be okay. You will be fine.
I can't do it, man. So I'm looking forward to AEW. I can't understand promos. I don't. It's like the promos have swallowed. They've become a bigger part of wrestling than wrestling in WWE, and I feel like the more I watch it, the less the worse it gets. The worse it gets. And so right now, I don't want to say I'm at my wits' end, but it's becoming unwatchable for me. WWE is becoming unwatchable for me because of that. Because of just, and I want you guys in the chat to tap in. Let me know what you guys think. Is it just me? Am I wrong? Can you do a poll here? You know, is Gwex wrong for being an opponent of promos? I don't
I,
know, man. I can't handle this shit. I can't.
you know, and then Aaron just holding it down
Oh
for the
my
opposite
god.
side. He said, "I wish the whole episode was promos." Um,
I don't
and you know
like you
what?
guys. Like,
I
oh, it's
yeah,
gonna build a matchup. Oh, no, it doesn't. It's gonna build a matchup to 450-year-olds fucking botching power bombs like Gunther. Like, is that what the fuck I want to watch? Like a really bad match? Like, because I'm watching AAA. I'm watching a little bit of Consejo Mundial. I'm trying to watch AEW. These guys can go, and then I watch these fucking guys after watching promos all day, and it's like, I can't. I can't. It doesn't. The promo hype doesn't justify the actual product. The actual product is wrestling.
I
This is
I look.
called small package wrestling, not small package promos. Okay.
Look, I would just say that I think all three of us could cut a better promo than like 90% of the wrestlers in WWE. But that's just me. But I will also say that I think that we can also book a better storyline than what's going on in WWE. Um, and then, like, look, Aaron agrees. He says, "I hate promos." Proceeds to start the pod with the promo. We cut good promos. Look, WWE, leave the promos to small package wrestling. Okay, leave it to us. We'll do the talking. Or you guys do the wrestling. But I actually, you come. What do I? And I see the Reddit. I see like some Reddit talk and chatters and comments about back in like the golden era of wrestling, the Hulk Hogan and the Randy Savage and like the Jake the Snakes type things. Like there was even Ric Flair, there was like kind of like an ad lib. And outside of their fucking how they are as people, I'm just talking about like the fucking production value of like what WWE does now. Do you think it is too formulaic? Do you think it is too scripted compared to what you grew up watching? Because I didn't grow up watching that shit. Like I just have watched videos of guy fucking Macho Man be like, "Ooh, I'm the cream of the fucking crop," and then like fucking coming out with that fucking shit. Like, do you
Like
think that's missing? Is my question?
I think that I think that when you make a promo from 3 minutes to 15 to 10 to 20, it just increases the chances of more botches, more scripts, right? And I think there's a little less of the personality of each wrestler coming up. You know what I mean? Because they're reading from a script. And so you get a little less of that AEW raw, organic, you know what I mean? Like straight up shit. You know what I mean? Whereas with these guys, they just kind of they lose a little bit of personality. Like that post I was referring to earlier. This person was saying, "Hey, I might go over there and it sucks because I'm going to lose a little bit of the freedom." Right. And I felt like maybe back then they had a little bit more freedom, although I don't know, especially with Vince. But it just felt the promos were shorter. They were to the point. They were more, you know what I mean? But to me, I can't watch these fucking 20 long promos. I can't watch another Raw where we're going to have a guy come out, start talking for 10 minutes, only to get interrupted again by the fucking same guy, and then have them talk to each other for 10 minutes and then nothing happen and then leave. And then watch another promo, and then another promo, and then finally watch a match, and then two more promos, and then another match.
I agree with you. It's rough. It's
Fair
fucking
near,
rough.
Joe.
Let's highlight that one more time. And then shout out Mikey.
Hey,
You know,
Aaron looks like 35, so all good.
um, look, bro, but I'm inclined. Yeah, I'm actually closer to your perspective than I think you would imagine. And I think that's why I've been enjoying our dive into other wrestling promotions so much. Because like I was getting tired of the Monday Night Raws and the SmackDowns. Like a year or two ago, I was a religious watcher, and honestly, now I'm not. And there's a lot of criticism now that says that WWE is more about like the social media moments. They like just try to get little like snapshots and like things that people will repost, and a lot of the fucking show is like filler. You know when remember when we used to watch Dragon Ball in the office, and then we would just watch episodes, and you're like, "What the fuck is this? Like, what are we watching?" I feel like that's what WWE is a lot of the fucking time, bro. Like, why, why are we doing this? Like, it's just
What?
outdated, out of taste. Like, like a 12-year-old, I or you know what? I'm not gonna make this joke. Some guy in the press conference room is just thought this is hilarious, and got it be like to be approved, and thought that CM Punk and Roman Reigns should cut an hour-long promo, which to cover back to WWE, like, a lot of people online are happy about this feud and Roman Reigns and CM Punk in that promo that you cut. So I take it that not you, sorry, my bad. That was a Freudian slip. Fucking what how do you feel about the CM Punk and the Roman Reigns like
I
matchup
don't
that
want
you
to see
weren't impressed
promos.
by? No?
I didn't see the promo. I'm not gonna watch it. I skipped it. Okay, well, fuck it. I'm not gonna watch them. Oh my!
Oh, outside
I can't. I can't watch a fucking promo, bro. I can't.
outside
I
of the promo,
refuse.
do you think
This is
it
the
has the
Constitution of Grex, and it says that he can't watch fucking promos, bro.
promos are on the list or what?
They're number 1, 2, and 3. I mean, I I do want to say that in watching the Royal Rumble, I thought that Roman Reigns was head and shoulders above everyone in that ring in terms of just presence. Because as soon as he got in that ring, all eyes were on him always. Always, always, always. Even though there were other superstars in that ring with him, all eyes were on him, and I'm looking forward to seeing him, you know, and seeing and you guys have hyped him up, and you guys talk very well about him, about his performance in the ring. That I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing him. CM Punk, bro. CM Punk. He's just not it. He's just not it, bro. I don't. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and
Cinema.
CM Punk is not cinema. CM Punk is like. See, I don't know what CM Punk is, bro. He's like Vines. Y'all remember Vines? That might have been cool like 20 years ago. That's CM Punk.
Uh,
That's CM Punk.
hey,
He's a Vine, bro.
sh- fat shout out to Vines, bro. Like I realized I was old when I tried to describe what Vines were, and they just didn't
Where
know.
y'all are.
Yeah, it's the precursor to Reels. I didn't know what Reels was. Look, now that I'm gonna come clean, bro. We do this regularly, but when I first hopped on social media, I was like, "What the fuck is a reel?" So shout out fucking CM Punk and Waddle's promos. So you don't think cinema? You're not a fan of this fucking of this build up. I think that's a fair assessment though. I think Roman
Okay, Omar.
Reigns.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I feel like the buildup is not is has led me to disappointment. The buildup for other matches, like
Like
it
just
doesn't
the
it doesn't.
WWE stuff in general, like how they build up. You see, they're defending you, hating on your twin is crazy works. Like I'm not a
Oh,
fan of
diabolical.
diabolical. I can't. I we can't stand for the self hatred. Like we want you to love yourself. You know,
Loathing.
uh, yeah, bro.
The self
We
abuse.
it's not okay, bro. We the people are fans of CM Punk, and we think that
Okay,
that
Omar,
we,
in 45 seconds, tell me what's good about CM Punk. Chat. Tell me what's good about CM Punk. Not besides the mic. I'll
look.
give you all the mic credits that you want.
He was a Brody King type wrestler
Not
before.
was. What is he now?
He's still he's like if Brody King got a haircut and like still retained his like like
It's like Brody King got a haircut and fucking doesn't do it
still
anymore.
retained his like
So like, what can you tell me about CM Punk? Chat. What can you guys tell me about CM Punk? Not the mic shit. What can you
I
tell me
think
about him?
I just before the chat hops in is I think he was this counterculture person, contrary to what WWE usually pushes. He was small, he was this underdog, and he how like Daniel Bryan was like this organic like push that like they kind of made like WWE push them, and Aaron said everything. CM Punk was this like indie darling before he got to
Was
WWE. Yeah, and so his legacy is riding high. And then right now we got Mikey, he's the champ, bro. And like I don't know. I would say that he's making that championship interesting. But I would say that I would agree in the sentiment that he is really riding off of the legacy of his past. And like hopefully he could have a banger again in WrestleMania. That's to say that he did have a really good match last year against Seth Rollins and CM in Roman Reigns in the main event. So I think
okay.
he has the potential to still have a good match, but I do agree that like the buildup of just how the promos are just kind of is like man, like I have no incentive to tune in weekly television. Like do I think that Finn Balor is gonna beat CM Punk for the the World Heavyweight Championship? Absolutely not. Like they don't have the balls to do it, you know. And like, do you think like that's something that WWE would do? Is, you know, CM Punk is feuding with this guy, and they're not. You don't think so?
I think I can give it to Finn, and I think Finn would be better than CM Punk in the ring because I watch wrestling for the wrestling, and the wrestling is important to me, and skill is important to me. And even if you don't have the skill, at least put on a good show. And to me, like the promo stuff is the supplement. It's supposed to add a little bit of extra oomph. It's the sazon, bateria, reggaeton. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of that. It's this, you know. But now that the promo has become the main dish, almost, and that just bothers me. Aaron, you're a jerk. Aaron's a jerk, bro.
This
Post that
one,
shit. Post it right
I mi-
now. Yeah.
I missed that one. Oh, I completely missed this one. Why does
First of
Greg
all, I'm
look
the
like?
MVP. I'm the MVP of small package wrestling. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you.
Well, you should be like honored, bro. Like we give you only like people in the highest positions in what they're doing. You know, the world heavyweight champion, fucking the MVP. You know, like I don't know. These aren't insults. These are
Y'all
compliments here.
always criticating me, fool. Y'all are
Yeah,
criticating me. Shout out my
it,
what's it?
it'd be different if we're like you
Like
look like the guy
haters.
from El Fua video or something. You get what I mean? Like we're saying you look like guy, like, you know, stunners. Fucking, and
When was
Aaron
this?
said this is like a year ago, maybe two. I don't know. It's when we started small package wrestling. Um, this was the match that where I drunk texted Aaron, and I was like, "We got to start the fucking podcast." I took
Now,
a few
now for the
ideas.
record, fool. So for the record, all these pisito fools are flaming me, and I'm supposed to be the bigger bully, the big carrilludo guy, and all you fools are fucking flaming me. Just for the record, okay? Y'all are just as bad as me. Y'all are just as bad as me. Y'all just pretend you're not.
I don't think this is
You see?
flaming. I think yeah, like I think I think this
Y'all are
is
bullies, fool.
like embracing you with love and cariño and, you know, respect. The thing is, we respect our older brother and our older cousin, and, you know, all of that. So we're hailing you with it's not like we're saying you look like Gunther. Imagine. Imagine we're like,
You
oh, this one looks like Gunther. Like, no, like, bro, we're saying you look like Matt Stafford and CM Punk. They're good looking fellas, you know?
you know what's happening right now? All these pisito fools are laughing. Mikey's giggling, Aaron's giggling. I bet you they're like, hee hee hee. I bet you. Well, look at you. Look at you. Like,
Is it the
y'all are
art of
bullies.
wrestling?
Y'all are the same. Y'all can't say I'm
Is
a bully anymore. You can't.
See, this is the art of wrestling. It's
This is the
generational
art of
learning. Yeah, the art of fucking rib, for what they call it. And then yeah, and you could hear our laughs. The fucking Guerrero Pisito fucking
the
hyena laughs are not
can we
gonna
get
be
laughing.
stopped. Exactly. Are not gonna be stopped. Fucking Riverside is just the tool to allow these fucking laughs to fucking happen.
So the world is like now finally getting a glimpse of it.
You see, like we're not gonna apologize. You know what? I'm not gonna apologize, Aaron. You know, look, we are just loving you, brother. I like and
All right.
selling you that you're a handsome, good-looking fella. You know,
And
we are
well
wholesome.
spoken.
Exactly, we are wholesome people here in small package wrestling. This is a wholesome community. Fucking. So you were out of the what you saw in this most recent Monday Night Raw. What would you rate it? How many small packages?
One.
It's like
One.
seriously, neta, just straight
Yeah,
up.
neta. Chile, al Chile.
Fuck.
I thought the match between what's his name? I always forget. I want to call him Jair Evans, but it's not.
Javon.
Javon?
Yeah, I believe it's
I,
Javon. I
I
might be
I
mispronouncing
like
it.
him. and he had a match against El Chaparro Americano, which is the original Grande Americano. I think it was that, and against another Americano, and they had a spot where they jumped from from the top of the turnbuckle here to the top of the turnbuckle here, and it was a fucking. I showed it to my dad, and my dad was like, "What the fuck? Oh, my dad." Oh, it was a good spot. I thought that was a really good match, but the rest, man, there's just so much crap. There's just like it's like walking through mud and shit. With this shit. The what is it? What PLE's coming up? The
Elimination
Elimination
Chamber.
Chamber.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and bro,
So when
I'm
is
glad you
that?
mentioned that spot. Oh, let me. I just wanted to shout out that fucking cutter, bro. That
That shit
fucking
was
chef's kiss, bro. That shit was beautiful. That's wrestling, and it's not. I don't think it's a mistake that those guys are AAA guys, all of them, right? They had been showing up in those fucking shows. But we're gonna what was Elimination Chamber coming
yeah.
up. What is
When is
Elimination Chamber you're gonna ask?
February 28th in
Yeah.
Chicago? So we have CM Punk versus Finn Balor.
Mm-hmm.
We have Randy Orton versus LA Knight. That's a chamber match. So there's two people already in there. There's Becky Lynch, the man, and AJ Lee. There's Rhea Ripley, Tiff Stratton, and so far in the Elimination Chamber, and the Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu. But I wanted to ask you guys, like, once you win the Elimination Chamber, like, what happens here?
It's
Like,
essentially like the Royal Rumble. So it gives you a shot at the other World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. And so if you win it, you get an opportunity to win a World Heavyweight Championship.
so
And
that's the Drew McIntyre one.
no, that's the one with Randy and LA Knight. But yeah, oh well, the championship. Yeah, yep, that they would challenge for Drew McIntyre's championship.
So what do you think? So what do you think of LA Knight? I mean, do you think he should get a push? I mean, would you be opposed to say LA Knight holding a title or getting another title push?
I would be all for it. I absolutely do not think they're gonna do it.
Damn.
I think yeah. I think that if there's a person that's gonna win that match, it's Randy Orton. With a high possibility of him having a main event at shot at that championship with a triple threat with Drew, Cody, or if Cody wins it back in some way or some aspect. So I think that that's what's going to happen. I don't see Triple H putting it on someone new. I see them just kind of reverting back to guys like Roman Reigns and Randy Orton and giving them the opportunity to fucking do it and run it back at the main event. So I think that's what they're gonna do. I don't really trust Triple H to fucking do something out of
Do something
the
good.
blue. Yeah, no. Which I think Randy kind of deserves it, but also it just kind of goes in line that they're not really like interested in producing like pushing young talent. They're gonna push like these older guys. So I think that's kind of the situation, and I'm kind of more interested for the women's elimination chamber. I think that's like gonna be like an open field, and I think Rhea Ripley has a good shot, hopefully, of winning it. I think, and I think it'll be a banger.
So there are two more triple threat qualifying matches for the women, I believe, or two. Alexa Bliss versus Julia. Oh no, three. Oh no, Alexa Bliss, Julia versus Lena Vega, and Azuka Bailey versus Natty. Shout out Bailey, our fellow East Side San Jose. No, I don't know if she's East Side, but she went to Independence, so maybe.
She went to
Yeah. So
Independence. So.
yeah. So and then there's two more triple threat qualifying matches. Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu versus Sami Zayn. I like Sami Zayn, but I don't know. Gunther versus Dominic Mysterio versus Javion Evans. I mean, what do you think of your boy. I mean, he still has two belts. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting. I mean, he's going to be in the running for a third belt, I guess. I don't want to see Gunther, bro. I don't want to see Gunther. And then maybe you're right. You know, maybe I have a little bit of Cody Rhodes. I guess I can call them these old heads or these fucking, I don't know what to call them, but like a little bit of fatigue, you know, with these fucking guys. Um, but yeah, who would you?
I don't know, chat. How do you guys feel?
I
You
can't
know,
believe you.
it's just it's just I don't know. I think this is a compliment. I think this one is like, yeah, it really says it. The backwards hat. I think y'all might even be wearing the same hat.
Y'all are assholes, bro.
You see, I don't know if you look like Lions, like fucking Matt Stafford. I think you look more like you know,
I got I gotta
like
turn this shit around, bro. Y'all
like
are fucking
Matt
jerks.
Stafford. Okay, look, well, there's a forward one too. See, right there.
Oh. Yeah.
But fucking shout out
Chat,
fucking
I
Matt
didn't want to
Stafford.
ask you who's the defender to defend me. What?
I said shout out Matt Stafford, bro. Fucking the crossover.
Who knew he was a wrestling fan?
Facts, bro. Aaron said, "I hope Gunther wins."
No
I
more.
don't
You
know.
want to take care of this?
I don't even want to spend time on that, man. I like.
I like how you put your hands together first.
I like. Look, I don't even. Uh, no, yeah. You see,
Oh,
yeah.
fucking fool. You see, fool, y'all are fools, fool. I'm not gonna wear a hat anymore. Y'all are bullies, fool.
You know, it's a compliment. We love you. We love you. We're trying to make sure you see that.
At
Um,
least, at least Seoul had a fucking. Last time he called Aaron a 40-year-old, so at least he's consistent.
you know,
You got more notes somewhere?
yeah, I do, bro. AEW. If y'all look, this is a perfect example how invested we are in this new AEW stuff. And then you want to see my WWE notes? Absolutely not.
I'm feeling self-conscious, bro.
Uh,
I don't
you
know.
know, you shouldn't. These are all compliments. These are all compliments. Um, you should like tell people about these. Like like hey, like how people
CM
say like
fucking
how they proudly say who's your like celebrity doppelganger. That should be you. Like you should use these. To as your icebreaker when you like go to a community meeting or something. But
sorry.
I I have questions for you. Do you wait, and then one more. This is
Hey, you see, these fucking fools. So y'all are bullies,
Emu
bro.
version. You know what? I think we do. I think this is a good introduction to your section here. I haven't been able to tap in AAA, so other than fucking just seeing Dominic pull up in a Mexico jersey um with his two championships and shit. So um fill us in, bro. What happened this weekend if you're able to tap in or what's going on and shit. And how do you think the style of AAA compares to fucking WWE and what you watch in like Monday Night Raw and SmackDown?
I think one of the things that's affecting me right now is the fact that I'm watching AAA and I get to see the product there. And then I see these. So these are live on Saturday on YouTube. It's free, um, and they have two versions with two different commentaries. The English commentary with JBL, I believe it's Conan, or I don't know who it was last time, and Rey Mysterio. I don't watch that one. I watch the Spanish commentators because the commentators add a little bit of, you know what I'm saying?
The Spanish
A little
commentators
bit
are
of,
fucking fantastic, bro. They had a lot of that
yeah.
shit. That shit's amazing.
So they add a lot of the flavor, yeah. So Dominic and El Hijo de Vikingo came out. They're gonna throw hands. They had a promo. It wasn't a 40 fucking minute promo. It was just like I think like 7 minutes or 8 minutes. I kind of drifted on you know, between watching it and not watching it, they were kind of talking shit. Eventually, they were going to. Dominic was doing his things. El luchador el más grande. Post the shit, bro. Post it.
I got you. Do your thing. Fill us in. I got you. Our small package wrestling group chat is going off, y'all. So
Yeah, so it was the promo wasn't that bad, but I mean, El Hijo del Vikingo kind of teased something, whether they were going to make a bet. You know what I mean? Whether it was going to be on top, in addition to the belt, whether it was going to be carrera contra carrera or cabellera contra cabellera. So for the uninitiated, um, in Mexico, people wear masks. Some wrestlers, and it's something that you hold on to. It's something that you have pride in. It's something that you treasure. Your ability to wear a mask and that you conceal your identity. And so wrestlers sometimes, if the beef is strong, if the beef is intense, they'll make a match, right? Mask versus mask, and the loser loses the mask, right? And if the wrestler is already unmasked, if one wrestler is already unmasked and the other one is masked, then they bet máscara contra cabellera, which means mask versus, I don't know, your hair, like shaving your hair bald. Yeah. So since both of these guys are unmasked, um, El Hijo del Vikingo teased the cabellera contra cabellera, which I am hoping Dominic puts it on the line, and I'm hoping he loses it because I think he needs to move away from Eddie Guerrero. I think he needs to move away now. He can't be riding on the Eddie Guerrero coattails anymore. At some point, he's going to have to move away from that. And I think the time is now. Now, Omar, you like Eddie Guerrero more than no, you like Dom. Well, let me know if you're ready. But I do want to ask you this question. Do you think Eddie Dominic Mysterio is kind of ready? And he said,
this is why we're cracking up. Shout out, we don't have Aaron, here in person, but we appreciate our boy. He's enjoying the small package wrestling. He likes and subscribes. This is what happens if you like and subscribe to small package wrestling. You smile, you cry, you love your fellow co-hosts, Gwex, you comment, you do all of those things, and you laugh.
I don't know. This was fucking sick. He's sick. This one had a fever. He had a fucking fever, and then not stopping his ass from flaming me. Y'all fools are fools, bro. Y'all fools are fools.
We gotta go to work. We gotta go to work. This boy's behind, like Big Easy would say.
He posted it and he said that shit hella funny. Anyway, but Omar, what do you think? What do you think about Dom? Do you think now's the time for him to kind of pivot away from Eddie Guerrero and the mullet and everything?
I actually, I didn't think fuck. Hey, shout out, bro. I didn't know Matthew Stafford like fucking AAA like that, but we outside, bro. Fucking thank you.
Estamos afuera. Where's the football hoop ring?
Fucking throw that shit. Mikey said, yes, sir. Shout out, Aaron. But I don't know, man. I think now that I have the full context of your AAA update, shout out you for tapping in and providing that. I think they have something cooking down there to allow that to organically happen, and to give him a new gimmick, hopefully, in a way that's very like true to fucking lucha libre and shit. Like, like fucking when they lose their hair and they fucking shave that shit. Like, I think that will give AAA and lucha libre the respect that it deserves, but also not really diminish like the Dom character. Like, if you were gonna do it against fucking like a JBL, or like, I mean, he's not wrestling anymore, but against like El Grande or something, then I'd be opposed to that type of like match. But since it's against Hijo del Vikingo and it's kind of in line with like that lucha history, I think it'll be a good way to fucking transition him to having a new fucking gimmick and going away from, you know, like before his critique was riding the coattails of his dad and just being Rey Mysterio's son, and now like the critique is that he's just an Eddie, regen, and I think he has the potential to do something different, and I would be down if they switch it up. And like Aaron said, who brings it up, he wants the Judgment Day to be completely broken up, and maybe this is like another way to kind of change that shit too.
So like earlier during the infancy of small package wrestling, we talked about Dominic being a nepo baby, and El Duro made an appearance, and he had a few choice words for Dominic. Um, I think that the argument can be made that nepotism got him to this point. I don't know if it's true or not, but some people may argue it. Some say, people say, um, but I think now is the time for him to shake away whatever benefit, whatever coattails he's been riding. Right now is the time to really do away with it, and then shake away from that and really strike his own path, and really make it about him now. And I want him to do that. Like I'm rooting for him to do that. And I think symbolically losing the mullet is a way to do it. Um, I used to think that he was the Miss Elizabeth to Liv Morgan, and y'all know how that wounded me. Um, he's winning grapples now. He's winning matches, and so he's really high right now, and he doesn't need the Eddie Guerrero gimmick anymore. I don't want to say he's outgrown it, but he needs to do away with it now. And so, I mean, I'll turn it back to you if you have anything to add. If not, I can go to the next two matches.
Nah, I think that, he has the potential to fucking do it, and you know, maybe Aaron was right, and maybe he already did, bro. Maybe he already fucking has transitioned. And but I I'll actually double turn it back to you and ask, do you think he's gone past your original assessment of being the Miss Elizabeth to live? Has he thoroughly impressed you with his mega, like at being the AAA mega campeon, and being the international, not international, intercontinental champion, and this run and winning at WrestleMania, all of that? Like, has he fully changed your mind enough to the point where you think he can kind of shave the mullet and be successful, or do you think that he's just a
No,
product of nepotism?
I think, like I said, I think he could have been. He could have been. The argument people could have said that he could have been the product of nepotism. The argument could have been made, but I think that after WrestleMania, that's when my opinion of him started to change when he won that match, and how he's been moving. How he's been the champ. He's gonna be the IC champ for about a year. I think is it 6 months now since WrestleMania. He lost it a little bit to Cena, and so I think he's been a good champion. I think he's been a good mega campeon. I feel like the belt hasn't been too large for him either one, and so I would like for him to really just leave that aside, and just really be his own person now. What is that book that what does Maester Aemon say? Kill the boy. What is that? And I almost want to say that to him, like kill that, like let it go already, like do you, bro. And I don't. It's not a question for me as to whether or not he could move on and do greater things. Is that he should now. The time is now, and he should do it now because he's peaking right now. I don't want to say he's made a believer out of me, but I want to. I want him to. Okay, well at least
Well,
it's not moving.
that does that go to say, do you think these bigger places would be a match like fucking Dirty Dom versus Bad Bunny at WrestleMania? And to answer my own question, That shit was be badass. Like I think to thank you, Aaron, for this. I didn't even think about this shit because I had saw a post. I think my friend sent it to me about Logan Paul versus Bad Bunny. I would literally not watch that shit. Like, why?
I thought you were gonna say
Why?
throw up.
No, I would. I would. I think I literally would fucking projectile vomit. But I would do the opposite of projectile vomiting if it was Dirty Don versus Bad Bunny.
So
Because
it is the opposite. What is the
I
opposite?
I don't know. I don't know. It's user interpretation, Like I guess it's just up to whoever the eye of the beholder. But I think that something like that would hopefully give a lot of eyeballs like onto like Dom and to just like WWE in general because they did a feud with Bad Bunny and Damian Priest in Puerto Rico and that was fucking badass. And so like just to see the heat like of a Dirty Dom entrance and seeing that he won the international or the intercontinental championship in that stadium a year ago, and like seeing him come out, after that, and then just seeing how hot Bad Bunny is, and knowing like that he can make a badass WWE entrance, like I would want to see that shit as a fan. Aaron is fresh from being there live, so he's feeling that Benito fever, just like we all are. Shout out to him.
I'm not. I'm not. I
Uh,
don't
uh,
listen to bad. They'll be like, that
you're
sounds like him, right? Doesn't that sound like him?
you're gonna be that one guy. He used this platform for decency.
He did. He did. He did. I'm not. I'm
He
not. I'm not. Bad Bunny, Benito. Hats off. But you still sound like that. It's a compliment.
he's like Future but of reggaeton. Know what I'm saying?
No,
Sometimes you
man.
don't
I
know what
had.
he's or like
So,
Sean Paul. You like it, Sean Paul. Sometimes fucking fools are just fools. Uh, you see, this is another one. Would you be upset if we said that you look like Benito? Um, we got
I'm
Wyatt
not.
Stafford hating, El Conejo
I'm not hating.
Malo.
I'm not
You know,
hating.
well, I
I'm
think I think you would be mildly impressed by Bad Bunny in the ring, bro. I look. I was a huge
Is
Bad.
Logan Paul good?
Dude, this is hot take of the fucking century, but I think Bad Bunny is 1,000 times a wrestler, fucking Logan Paul, and I just Bad Bunny too busy. Like Logan Paul doesn't have anything better to do than WWE. No shade to WWE, but like Benito has other shit to do, outside of fucking being a wrestler. And then maybe fucking Benito comes through when it's Stafford versus Benito.
Never made this happen, jerks. I've never
I
made this happen.
I think you could do it. I think you could have a 5-star match at Mania versus Bad Bunny. I would pay to see it. I that
I'm not hating on Bernardo or what's his name, Benito. I'm not hating on him. I'm not hating on him. What happened?
he said Bernardo.
I don't know what the fuck his name is. I had no idea. I had no idea that he's the most listened to artist in the entire world, bro. Like that's some shit. Like that's some shit. And I've heard of his songs. I've heard songs at the gym and shit like that. It's just not. I don't know. I stopped listening to reggaeton. Do you remember during our booze cruises? Like that's when my reggaeton era was then, and then I didn't listen to it anymore. So, um, so yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what happens. Hey, Aaron knows ball. Can you put it back up there? The shit, the fucking Benito. Ah,
The,
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
uh, I
Como
almost
dice
spit
yo,
out
como dice yo, Hennessy, fucking up.
fuck, the list, bro. Aaron's still on the clock, bro. Aaron is still on the clock.
No, I don't want to give that fool a shout out, man. Benito or whatever the fuck his name is. Like, I didn't know that was his name, but a shout out to him, man. There was a big backlash about him coming out there, and then he fucking knocked it out of the park. And um, I think that the response, his performance was really positive and really inclusive, and somehow that bothers people, you know. But the Bible does say, for those offended, treat foreigners and aliens with kindness. That's what the Bible says. FYI. Add that one to the comp.
And he did not mispronounce it, nor did he stutter. Okay, all right, just fucking saying it, and not no shade to people that stutter. Us pisitos, we struggle with stutters, bro. You know, I never
That's what
understood
it
that.
is.
You know, it's like, did he stutter? Okay, and if he did, does that take away from the fucking validity of what he was trying to say? No, it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't matter if I stuttered before I fucking said it. I still said that shit. Just
You
fucking
still
said it.
flamed your ass.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
still fucking cooked you.
dude. Like I was seeing people were saying, like, "Hey, like, oh, we couldn't understand what the fuck he was saying." Like you didn't understand Kendrick Lamar either, last year, and you could understand him, and see you had a problem with that too. Like you just have a fucking problem, like you just have fucking issues. Like maybe you're just a dumbass. Like, have you thought of that? Have you considered that possibility? Maybe you're just a hateful, not you're just angry and everything bothers you and you don't have to be. It takes energy to be that angry over something like this. It takes energy. It takes so much energy to be, you can't be angry all the fucking time. But I mean, and some people do it. Some people manage to do it. This is how they live their lives. This is how they walk out there. You don't have to be angry all the fucking time. Benito is a fucking, I said his name right. He's an American fucking citizen, bro. He's an American citizen. And even if he wasn't, he's a fantastic fucking performer. The fucking world says it. Like, no es da huevo que tienes que ser culero, güey. Like, you don't have to be a fucking prick. Like, okay.
It's okay to listen, it's okay to like Bad Bunny. I agree. It's
Yeah,
okay
like, it's just.
to fucking be a fan.
Speak. Dirty Dom, Bad Bunny at WrestleMania. I thought you guys were going to say Dirty Dom, Stafford, and Bernardo. WrestleMania. I'm down, fool.
This one is a card.
Yeah,
Kid Rock versus
prick.
Benito versus Stafford at WrestleMania. I think this
one guy's gonna lip sync, the other guy's gonna. It would have been funny if he would have said Bernardo.
Wasn't there a Brazilian soccer player named Bernardo back in the day? He used to play for like Shakhtar. Yeah, bro. You see, and I'll have it be heard here first. If you were watching the fucking alternate fucking halftime show, I don't know what to tell you, bro. You're just whack. I'll tune in. Listen to some reggaeton. Reggaeton doesn't do you no bad, bro. I promise you, it is fun. You might even dance a little bit. You might even have some fucking enjoyment. On that fucking note, I will say, that's one of the cool things about AEW, and I wish WWE did more. It's like, imagine if a wrestler came out to a fucking reggaeton fucking like banger and shit like that.
I'm
That's what
down.
made like fucking the Bad Bunny's entrance so cool. Like, is that he came out to his fucking actual music and shit. So, like I think WWE should capitalize on how hot Bad Bunny is and give us fucking Dirty Dom versus Bad Bunny at WrestleMania. Have Bad Bunny come out and then have Dirty Dom come out in his own corrido shit. Like, like that. Like if y'all fucking allow like Cult of Personality to come out in live fucking bands. Fucking, you could do it for other things. Shout out Cult of Personality and the fucking Living Color. That was a fucking badass song and an entrance and an all black fucking rock band. But we could do it more. Like have Dirty Dom come out with the fucking banda fool. I don't know. Like I'm down.
I'm down. So let's finish up with triple A or AAA. if we can. Chat, yeah, y'all have anything else to add, chat, about Bernardo, your boy? Uh, so, so, so there was a mixed tag title between Lola Vice, who I want to make a point. I think we talked about her before, and Mr. Iguana. They defeated Ethan Page and La Hiedra. La Hiedra is part of La Toxica. So it was a really good match. Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana are now the champions.
Oh shit!
And yeah, Lola Vice, they beat Ethan Page and La Hiedra. You know how Lola Vice throws people into the corner and then she does a little Rikishi thing? Well,
Mhm.
fucking Lola Vice did that to La Hiedra. Ethan Page was in the corner already. And both Mr. Iguana and fucking Lola Vice, they went into the corner and they Rikishi'd both of them. So it's actually pretty funny. Hopefully we can link it, bro. It was a fucking spot. It was a really good match. Yeah, y'all. I can't, yeah. Hey,
I,
y'all, chat suggestive. Oh, don't say Kid Rock. Pick something from.
Rage Against the Machine or what? Oh, oh no!
Oh, no. All right, I think we're running out of time. We're at an hour 30. It was a really good match. Then there was a elimination match for the Rey de Reyes between El Grande Americano, Dragon Lee, Octagon Junior, Rey Fenix, and Rey Fenix. This match was a fucking banger. The thing is that El Grande Americano, Ludwig, he was tied. He was ambushed by Chad Gable and tied to a fucking boiler with fucking handcuffs, and it was actually not bad. And he ran in and he fought these fucking guys, and it was a fucking banger, bro. This match was a fucking banger. Dragon Lee is, I think, exceptional. He's been doing the AJ Styles finisher. Um, uh, Fucking Octagon Junior can fucking go, and y'all know Rey Fenix, bro. Y'all know the Lucha, bro. That fucking guy is really, I think, one of my favorite wrestlers right now. But El Grande, Chad Gable hung in there, bro, and he had some really good spots. There was some really good spots in there. Chad Gable ended up winning the match using this fucking metal thing in here. But then Ludwig came out. Ludwig came out and did the whole chase him around the ring, you know. But Ludwig is calling this guy El Chaparro Americano, which I fucking love. You know what I mean? And people were just rejecting. People rejected Hijo del Vikingo, and people were rejecting El Chaparro Americano. And when Ludwig came out and he had the get up with the Mexican flag, you know what I mean? The green, white, and red, and people were just loving that. So shout out Ludwig. We're not fans of the gimmick, but I think the way you're expressing and you're performing this gimmick, I think that we like it. Um, yeah, but uh-huh.
How do you feel about like I saw a video, bro, of them doing like fuera, fuera for the fucking Chaparro Americano, and then them just fucking loving fucking Ludwig Americano, like that, like watching that shit, like and having like we've been covering El Grande Americano, this stuff, this gimmick, like since its inception. So how do you feel about like it taking this turn? Do you think it's just entertaining in a pure wrestling sense, and how do you see it ending? Do you like, how would you book it, I guess, is my question.
I guess I'm trying to find the storyline, and I'm not well versed in it, and I guess I could see Ludwig having a match on a storyline with the original Grande Americano, with El Chaparro Americano, and maybe one of them getting unmasked, you know, or career ender. I don't know if there could be two Grande Americanos, you know what I mean? But so far, I like Ludwig. I think, uh, uh, what's his name? What's
uh
Undertaker's government name?
Mark Calloway.
I think Calloway knows what he has. Hopefully, he's not as bad as the writers over in WWE. But I guess I'm having a hard time following the gimmick. I don't know if Chad Gable was necessary to have him coming back like that as that. They could have just had him come back as something else. Um, but here we are. He's back. You know, he appeared at Raw and he appeared over in Mexico. So they have plans for him. I mean, what do you think?
I think that I'm glad that he's getting some love in Mexico, Ludwig, but I still don't fucking understand how fucking Chad is getting cheered in like American crowds. Like, guys, like, how are we gonna like this gimmick? Like, I truly don't know how you could look at Chad Gable's body of work as a wrestler outside of that mask and think that and you would cheer him more as El Grande Americano. I truly don't understand what the point of like enjoying wrestling or entertainment like that is. When you have alternatives and other storylines that you can tell, and I think that they really messed up by bringing Chad Gable in this gimmick again. And if they're gonna do the storyline, I think it has to end with Chad Gable being unmasked, and hopefully going his own way, and just being allowed to be the wrestler that he can be. Because in ring, bro, like, I mean, you've seen it. We've all seen it. Like, there's not many people that match Chad Gable in the ring. Like, he's talented, and I think it's a perfect example to show like that WWE's priorities are sometimes misaligned. Like, they should be pushing this guy because he's such a good in-ring wrestler, not shoehorning these whack gimmicks or these little cheap political statements that they're trying to make with the Gulf of Mexico and all of this nonsense, when they could be making other statements or spending time on television, pushing other wrestlers. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. Although Ludwig, shout out, bro. You fucking
Yeah.
got accepted, by the people. So what can I say, bro? You out here fucking rocking this, and you're rocking this with pride. So I mean, shit, bro, you can't be mad at you.
What'd you say? He's invited to the cookout. He's invited to the carne asada when the fools are
Carne
looking
asada.
at the grill waiting to warm up and say, "Hey, ahí va,
Ah,
compadre. Hey, sí, la
ahí
chingada, ahí
va
va.
con tu chela.
Es tu modelo. Hey, ahí va." I don't
Uh,
know why that always that sound effect always makes me giggle, bro. Like when two compadres are talking and then they have like a little, "Ahí va, compadre, da, sí, ahí va." And it's like it just tails off, and it's like a little comment. Oh, sí,
you look
oh, oh, yeah. How are
authentic.
you? Well, yeah. Well, oh, sí, compadre, sí, compadre.
I it's all about the compadres. Well, and you know what? Ludwig is a compadre. We out here, he's a man
El
of the
compa Ludwig or what?
El compa Ludwig, bro. El
I think I
compa
called him Bismarck. No, what
Rodrigo.
did I call him last time?
Um, Fucking Bismarcky. And you know what? One more thank you, to Matthew Stafford of all people for taking time out of his busy schedule to
Y'all
make
are
an
jerks, bro.
appearance. That's a real MVP. Thank you
You
for
see?
covering Triple A, your loyal coverage. It gets me excited for Lucha to be on the world stage, and hopefully they take advantage of that shit in WrestleMania. They got some highlights in the Royal Rumble, which I think we're happy to see, like, La Parca and all these guys. But let's see if they make it to WrestleMania. And I don't think it's any fault of theirs. Like you've been saying, like these guys have been putting in good ass matches. I think it's up to the fucking WWE to see to slot these guys in, and
Yeah.
get
So I mean,
Gunther off of my television.
all right. Anything else?
I'm good. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure to fucking tune in on our YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, Reddit, Patreon. We post reels, segments. All of this stuff goes up on YouTube in various different ways. So if you missed the live, you'll catch it in other ways. Tell your people, like and subscribe. Um, you know, Down with ice all the way fucking down. And we that's pretty much it. Anything else for you, Quicks?
And then come look for us, guys. Come look for us, fellas, over in Sacramento on the next Wednesday. We're gonna be out there. I'm looking forward to covering this show, and yeah, man, there's a lot going on. There's gonna be a lot going on, so expect more content. It's about to ass season, right, Aaron?
Belt to fucking ass season. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. Shout out fucking Aaron, our co-founder, for still joining us on the fucking chat. And we are fucking out. Oh, wrong button.